It is May the 7th, 2023, and we're at Sheridan and Sligo Mill Road. All right. As you see no parking whatsoever. But on the dead-end street, we have parking. Last night, this corrupt police force of Takoma Park came to Enterprise 3 cruisers deep to run some homeless people sitting in the parking lot. But yet and still, this truck is parked in a no parking area. It doesn't have tags on it, no markings on it. We don't even know if it's stolen or not. But it's been sitting here since April 30th in a no parking area. So free people of Takoma Park, this is the corruption within your government. Here's the tow truck I was telling you about the other day. And I'm gonna show you this. This tow truck is back here. It's been sitting over here since April. And we've been just watching it. Look at this shit, y'all. No parking. Look at that. And here's the camera that doesn't work, but they have it out here. But look at here. This is your corrupt government, or let's say corrupt administration, because it's not a government. Okay? This has no DOT stickers on it. It's an illegal tow truck. Okay? And this tag expired in April. But yet and still, your law enforcement doesn't come down here. There's no tickets on it. Look at that. No tickets on it whatsoever. But like I told you, they put a bolo out looking for my vehicles to ticket it and tow them. Look at this shit, y'all. And it's approximately 25 feet away from where they took my property, which was not illegal. And I'm not saying these trucks are illegal other than they're parked here illegally. But yet and still, this tractor here doesn't even have any tags. But yet and still, there's not one ticket on it. And it's been sitting here since April. And as you see, there's not one ticket on it. Taxpayers of Takoma Park. But your parking enforcement and your police department reached out to find my property and ticket it, to try to intimidate and harass me. And they couldn't do that. But last night, you had 3 of your cruisers go to Enterprise and run 2 homeless people away from there. That's right, we sat there and watched the whole incident last night. And not one of those 3 cruisers came down here and put tickets on these vehicles. They came down here, they ran the homeless people, and then they ran right back to the police station or where they was hiding out at, and sat for the rest of their tour of duty until somebody else called. But let me tell you about this Enterprise here. We go to court for them in Silver Spring for this fictitious disorderly conduct, and we're about to serve them a lawsuit along with Takoma Park. And we're going to request that the young lady that the officer solicited a protective order be arrested. That's right, filing false information. And I want the officer arrested too for soliciting an illegal trespass. They said I was on their property. You know, and one of the gentlemen claims to be the person who teaches constitutional law to these corrupt individuals. What he failed to realize is you cannot make a criminal act out of constitutional right. My First Amendment gives me that right, officer, to record anything from a public area. You can't trespass my eyes. And now you're going to pay for it. Make no mistake about it. The judges are going to pay. The prosecutors are going to pay. Let's do it. 60 days. You don't even blink with 60 days. I don't. But I want you to incarcerate me again, and I'm going to take you right back to Greenbelt again and take everything you own. And I'm going to embarrass you, prosecutors and judges. You want a battle? I'll bring a war to you. And I'm going to use the law to beat you at it. Something you don't know about. There will be no, look at this here, negotiations. There will be no pleas. This is a teaching exercise, prosecutors and judges. It is time you do what people put you in those seats to do. Implement the law. No handshakes. Look at this shit here, y'all. No golf, no cup of coffee that you all make deals with. We're going to come to your homes. We're going to come where your family works, your kids go to school, and show the corruption of your whole generation of taking taxpayers' money and not doing your job. Look at this shit, y'all. This is ridiculous. Since April the 30th, these cowards you all employ to enforce law aren't doing it. They're just siphoning your money, your taxpayers' dollars. Let me put this up. Taxpayers' dollars and not doing their job. This truck here is dropping hydraulic fluid in the park area. Hold on, let me call the real police. Let me get the real police down here. Montgomery County National Park Police. Since the real fake police of this town won't do their job, let's get the real police down here.
Park Police Communications. Lines recorded this lawsuit. Saint speaking out.
Oh, good morning, sir. How you doing? I have two vehicles parked on the Sligo Mill Park area. They've been parked here since April.
Mm-hmm.
I would like an officer down here.
And they're parked on the road? Or
No, they're on the park dirt area. Your park people came out and put some no parking signs up, and they've been parked here on this area. But Takoma Park seemed to don't want to do their job, so it's on. They say it's on your jurisdiction.
Okay. What type of cars?
I have a tractor, a Freightliner, and a tow truck. The Freightliner has no tags on it whatsoever. The tow truck has expired tags on it. I don't know if they're stolen or what.
What color is the tow truck?
The tow truck is a blue with red insignia on it. The tractor is a big white one. Looks like it's brand new.
And what's your name, sir?
Michael.
Michael.
Yeah, you want the tag number of the tow truck?
Yep. Just let me get your phone number real quick.
I don't give that out. I'm recording this, so.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
What's the tag number?
UB46847. That's the tow truck.
Alrighty, I'll send an officer out to come check it out, okay?
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So now we call the real police to come out here and investigate this. Since taxpayers of Takoma Park, you have a group of individuals who are cowards, straight cowards. A couple of days ago, there was a shooting at the gas station of Eastern Avenue and New Hampshire Avenue. None of your officers showed up because they're cowards. You're paying these people to do nothing in this little town. At the end of Sheridan and Eastern Avenue, you have lights that your government helped put up for people to cross because it's a hill that goes up. And they're not even activating these lights. I'm telling you, taxpayers, I'm not talking to these bootlickers, ass kissers in your town. I'm talking to the real tax people that are fed up paying these high taxes to these clowns you call your government. It is time you all come together and bring the real police into your town. And that's Montgomery County law enforcement. Put a substation where these clowns are and get rid of them. Because they're a joke. They're a joke. And criminals know that. You're paying taxes to these people to do nothing. Last night, you had 3 cruisers come down to harass individuals at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Okay? They came down there, arrested me for disorderly conduct on the sidewalk while I was filming. Then they solicited the manager to commit a criminal act by putting false information on a document, a court document, where she's going to get arrested for. And if the commissioners and the judges and the prosecutors don't prosecute her, we're coming after you civilly in Greenbelt. Derelict of duty. Failure to do your job. So I'm making it known to you right now. This shit has to stop. Taxpayers, you need to take immunity away from these individuals so that we can hold them accountable for not doing their jobs. Make no mistake about it. You got some good law enforcement department. Montgomery County, even though I record them, PG County, even though I record them and hassle them, these guys do their job. They come, investigate, and do their job. But you get 1 or 2 that want to show off, and then I'm going to show off back with them. I don't know them, but I respect them because they're doing a job that most of these individuals out here really need. So to you officers that come and engage me, it's nothing personal. Nothing personal. And I'm not here for ratings. I'm not here for subscribers. I'm out here recording what is not getting done. But you bootlickers, I love y'all comments. You just keep, because I know you, most of your law enforcement and government agents, so you make yourself look bad to the real taxpayers when you make ridiculous comment. So keep it up. Helps the platform grow. And you're helping me grow. Make no mistake about it. I meet people all the time who say, keep up the good work. Keep up the recordings. They love it. Whether it's entertainment to you or not. This is a criminal act, taxpayer. You see, there's a sign that says no parking. Where I was parked at, as you see there, there's 0 signs. If there were signs, I wouldn't have parked there. Okay? When I went to court, when they stole my motorcycle, the judge and the prosecutor couldn't even bring up a law to justify the arrest. So they gave me 60 days for not showing an ID to a law enforcement officer. There's no such law. The 5th Amendment gives me a right to remain silent. I don't even have to say anything. But a judge, listen to me, a judge gave me 60 days. And when the jailers realized what was going, they cut my time and let me out. Because they didn't want to be sued along with these clowns that are putting people in jail for ridiculous shit. Not showing an ID. This is not Russia or China, ladies and gentlemen. But these individuals are working for big business. I would call Takoma Park, but they're a piece of shit. They're not even police officers, in my eyes. Fuck them. And every time they arrest me, I'm going to sue the shit out of them. And I'm going to win. Make no mistake about it, bootlickers and ass kissers. And I'm making it known to all other people who record and whatever. Take these mugs to court. That's where my vehicles were stopped at right there. And there's not one no parking sign right there. But you had 3 cruisers last night, ladies and gentlemen, come down, harass. One of them came out of Enterprise, and then it went down Sligo Mill Road. The other one went back down New Hampshire Avenue, and the other one went to the opposite side going to D.C. on New Hampshire Avenue. Not one of them, not one of these cruisers came down here and put tickets on these vehicles, and they've been parked here. It's not like you can't see them. Look at this big tractor here. One of its wheels out on the street. And it has no tags on it. So you don't know if it's stolen or not. This is a brand new, I'm pretty sure, over $60,000, $70,000 tractor sitting here. And this so-called police department, no markings. Where's your parking enforcement who came down every day to put tickets on my property? Not one ticket from the parking enforcement people have been put on this tractor. This truck got expired tags on it. Where's the ticket? But it's good evidence to show a judge and 12 people that this all was about harassment and an attempted intimidation by Takoma Park fake security force. This mug parks right in front of this camera, y'all. Look, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put up beside the camera. Here's the camera. I'm gonna turn it, pan it that way. Look at that. And there's the sign that says no parking, and he parks right at the sign, y'all. He's saying, fuck the police of Takoma Park. Oh, they need to give this back to Prince George's County or bring Montgomery County polices back into this area and get rid of these little town polices or town security guards. Because they're useless. They're sucking your tax dollars away from you. You got a new mayor, she's a piece of shit. You got new city council pieces of shit. I told you people, when you all started electing, put new blood into office. Same shit. I guess they thought I was gone or they were gonna scare me away. Not. We got 3 more civil lawsuits coming, and each one of them got Takoma Park's name on them. So, taxpayers, get ready. And the sad part, there's a gentleman that your officers went into Prince George's County in a Walgreens, out of their jurisdiction, grabbed a 60-some-year-old man by his legs and dragged him out of Walgreens, on the floors of Walgreens, saying he was shoplifting. No merchandise was found on him. He wasn't shoplifting. And now he sits up in Silver Spring. They continued his case, which was Friday, trying to get him to plead guilty to something. Look at this trash, y'all. So that they don't get sued. And he's not going to plead guilty. And this is what people need to do. If you didn't commit a crime, don't plead guilty to what these prosecutors and these judges are trying to do, because they're trying to save face. And that's not what we hired them for. We hired them to explain the law. In my case, they couldn't explain it. The prosecutor said, whatever the judge say the law is, that's the law. Bullshit. And I'm going to prove that with his ass in Greenbelt. And I want his job. I want his bar license. I want the prosecutor's bar license. So get ready. It's coming. And more people are educating themselves to start sucking the taxpayers' dollars away from them until they take immunity away from these clowns. And so we can hold them personally responsible for their actions. This shit needs to stop. Why do I have to call the real police, the park police, to come down here and do the job of these clowns you all are paying to do a job. To do a job. And the sad part about it, let me make this very clear. You got some good officers in Takoma Park. They just got a shitty ass chief, a shitty ass commanding squad, and they need to get rid of every last one of them. Every last one of them, because they're picking up a paycheck and they're not doing the job you're paying them to do. Look at this shit here. All he does is make excuses from him on down. And we're going to prove that in Greenbelt. There are a lot of recordings I haven't put on here because I want them to keep thinking that they're ahead of the game. We've been investigating these clowns ever since we've been here because we got numerous complaints about free citizens. And we're going to use them as witnesses in this court proceeding. So your intimidation doesn't work with me. So what they did with this old guy they beat up in Prince George's County, they continued it. I told to tell his attorney he wants the body cam footage and they want the footage from the Walgreens. And also to make it very clear that this is in Prince George's County, which Takoma Park has zero jurisdiction because they rezoned Takoma Park to be all in Montgomery County, not Prince George's County. But they crossed over the line, implementing fictitious laws and arresting people and kidnapping them, which is a felony. And we're going to use this young man, this old guy, to prove that in Greenbelt. That's right. We want these officers who kidnapped this man out of Prince George's County, brought him back into Montgomery County, and charged him, listen to this, 2 trespassing. First, you have to give a person, let me explain this to you free people. If someone's trespassing, the person has to be told to leave. The old man said they never asked him to leave. They just grabbed him and assaulted him and battered him. Okay, so the trespassing won't work. I think they got him a disorderly or disturbing the peace. That's their good thing of using, disturbing the peace. How is it you disturbing the peace when you're in the Walgreens trying to shop? So their body cam will show that. Just like the body cam that we requested from this enterprise, where the 2 officers called their commanding officer, and their commanding officer told them there was nothing they could do because they was trying to solicit and get me arrested. There was nothing they can do because I was standing on the sidewalk. And the bitch police officer who stole my money and my property arrested me for disorderly conduct. And the sad part about it is this, it's on your body camera, and we have witnesses to this conversation. So get ready, bitches. Each one of these clowns need to be terminated from this little security force, but they're not going to terminate them because they do what they want to do, because the chief is a piece of shit. The commanding officers are a piece of shit. Just like a lieutenant or a captain, when I went down there, he wrote me an email saying I can come pick my property up. Okay, why are you paying a property person when a citizen comes down there to pick up his property in the police station? All of them got keys. My shit should have my name on it. So why are you paying a property person with all these officers who just sitting around your police station or your security station doing nothing? They're milking you. They're extorting money from you, taxpayers, making up all these fictitious agencies or departments, just like parking enforcement. You don't need a parking enforcement. If the police would do their job, when they riding through these neighborhoods and patrolling these neighborhoods, they should know the infractions as law enforcement people, but they don't. They don't. And you saw that where you had parking enforcement and police directing or the crossing guards of this little town. Come on. As soon as I put it out there, they changed and put regular people, hired crossing guards, where parking people and the police were. And I'm going to show you that again. They got the transit station right down there in Takoma Park. They're not rebuilding that. Why? You want to know why, citizens? Because corporations are going to build right there. They're going to build something right there. And these clowns that you're putting into office, are getting their hands greased by these individuals. And you think because you bought this new mayor from Langley Park, no, she was part of the problem, ladies and gentlemen. These individuals that been in these seats are part of the problem. You need new blood in your administration. And I'm telling you, taxpayers, it's about to get hot in your little town. And these individuals who walk around with these bad uniforms on and love to ride up and down the street trying to scare people with their berries and cherries, this new generation is coming into your town. And they're not scared of them. Look at this. Look at the vines growing on the wiring. Where's the forestry guy? Come on. Look at this here. Y'all look at this here. Let me cut my body cam on. Look at the trees all in the wire right here. If they would have cut the trees back when they start blooming back out, you see what happens? It goes right back into the wiring. But this is your government who spends thousands of dollars on dumb shit. Look at this shit here, y'all. The wire where the leaves now have grown back into the wire. Look at this one little limb they left sticking out like a dick. Because it's a dick government. I guess that's why they left it sticking out like that, like a dick government. Look at this shit here. How the wiring is growing into the trees. Look at this shit. If they would have cut these back, you would never have all this vegetation growing. Look at this nosy person right here, being fucking nosy. See, that's a bootlicker. That's a bootlicker in your little town. Look at this shit, y'all. They're useless. They are totally useless in this town. If they would have cut these trees back, these wires would not be interfered with. That's right, bootlicker. You'll see yourself on my platform today. Stay tuned. I'm letting you know. The Audi, the red Audi. Look at this shit, y'all. If they would have cut these trees back, it would be open just like that area right there. But they spend thousands of dollars to cut above the trees, but not the limbs that are in the thing. Look at him. He just sitting there, y'all. I should run down there and get his tag number, put his tag number on. But that's bootlickers. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. I don't give them a platform. I just talk about them. You should read some of the comments that these clowns leave. I think they're funny. Look at the trash that's on the ground. And if you think you scared me away, Takoma Park government, not. And if you think you're going to use the court system and the prosecutors, not. That's right. We're about to sue the corporation called Montgomery County and their correctional facility. Also, we're going to hold people accountable in Greenbelt. So get ready. And any judge that wants to conspire with these individuals, we're going to hold you accountable too. The prosecutors, we're going to hold you accountable. But so you better start learning the law. And free people, no government agency can turn a constitutional right into a crime. Just something you want to know. Look at this shit right here, y'all. Somebody out here getting a freak on. But yet and still, this chief that you all have put into office says his officers patrol this area. Get the fuck out of here. But Enterprise, get ready. Young lady who made these false reports, get ready, because I'm going to press you being locked up. Because it very clearly says on that protected order, if you put any false evidence, you could be charged. And you put false evidence. You said I was on your property, I'd be there harassing you. I've never been to your business at all. We'll never do business with Enterprise. Never stepped on your property. And whatever prosecutor or judge tries to say otherwise, show me their evidence, and I'm going to take your monkey ass to Greenbelt, and I'm going to take everything you own, and I'm going to put you on the platform. So get ready. The 22nd, I think it is, of this month, we go to Silver Spring, even though I asked for a jury trial, which is a violation of my constitutional rights, which they have already violated. And they're going to get sued again. Look at this shit, y'all. Somebody out here, human shit. Human shit, y'all. A mother can come out here, take enough time to shit, because there's no patrols down here on this street. They're working for big business. Shit is fucking crazy that we're paying hard-earned money, taxpayers, and we're not getting any service from these clowns. We got to call real police officers from the park police to come down here. Montgomery County says, oh, we can't come into there. Get the fuck out of here. You're law enforcement. Your job is to enforce laws. And this is in your county, so there shouldn't be any boundaries in these little fucked up ass little towns. Because they're not doing their job. And as you see, there is no tags on this tractor. Zero. And it's been sitting here since April. April 30th. It's been sitting here and we've been watching it. Who's to say this truck isn't stolen? But because these clowns that they have in uniforms in Takoma Park aren't doing their job, somebody is losing out on their tractor. This is not a parking area. You come here, people should come here, eat their lunch, sit back and relax in the cool shade, but not leave their shit parked here since April 2023 until May 7, 2023. Because you got a shitty ass people, group of individuals who call themselves police officers. And I hate to say this to the Takoma Park good police officer, you know, you just in a bad barrel. And then when you're in a bad barrel because you won't stand up, and I know you need a job, and this is why we need to take immunity away from, and you all should be pushing to get immunity removed, where you can stand up to your chief and says, look, man, we're getting paid to do a job. We're not doing it. We're sitting in a police station, or we're sitting in a parking lot of a big corporation taking taxpayers' dollars. If you had any honor and dignity, that's what you should be saying to your chief. But I know you don't want to say that because you don't want to lose your income. But you should be rooting also. And we do have officers that root for that. We got some good law enforcement officers out there who come and want to do a job, but their hands are tied. Matter of fact, I got a couple of them on my recording. I fuck with them. But listen to what I'm finna tell you, officers. As a person, I don't know you. I only know you when you encounter me. So like I try to tell you, I ain't gonna say nothing to you. You don't say nothing to me if I'm not breaking the law. All I'm doing is recording the incident. You leave, I don't speak to you. It's not that, there's a hatred there or whatever. It's not. You doing the job, I'm doing the job. At the end of the day, you got a lot of good officers out here who want to come in and do their job. But they can't because the head of the people are corrupt. Just like this young lady who came over to PG County, who's getting personal phone calls from the association. Okay? We got numerous of Prince George's County law enforcement, as you heard her say about another guy that comes down there and does mechanic work. Okay? People break down and he helps them out. He helps them out. They come to him to get the car repaired because it breaks down. This is the only female. And it's funny because we can clock when she's on duty, because the lady who's head of the association parks in the parking lot. We have her tag number. We know where she lives at. We know all that. And soon as she's there, a few minutes or later, this female police officer pulls up. And we're going to show you the recording. She pulls up. You got a lot of Prince George's County officers out there got better things to do than harass somebody trying to make an honest living or helping people out. Okay? They're not out there pulling guns. They're not out there robbing people. They're not doing nothing illegal. And most officers know that. But this woman tries to flaunt her authority, which she has none. That she has none. That the citizens doesn't give her. And the sad part about it is this. If I'm on the scene or somebody on the scene who's recording, that will help an officer out in case somebody want to say he was aggressive with them. If you be aggressive with the officers, they got a right to be aggressive back with you. They're humans. You do what they tell you to do. Turn around, put the handcuffs on. Then you don't have to worry about none. But when somebody's recording, another citizen's recording the incident, that citizen who's getting arrested can't say shit. I know you want to say, I know I'm going to get some bootleg and say, what about the drunk driver? First of all, PG County should have never been in Montgomery County jurisdiction. That's why I didn't go to court, because they had no jurisdiction. And to you police officers who think you do, you're the new slaves wearing that uniform, going into somebody else's county where you were not sworn in, you're not getting paid, doing their job. So no, I'm not going to, first of all, I'm not going to go help you convict somebody when you did something wrong. And believe me when I tell you, the officer that arrested him, I applaud you for, trying to do your job, but you was in Montgomery County. You had no jurisdiction You are not a police officer in Montgomery County. No matter what handshake your chief did with Montgomery County chief, you are not a police officer in Montgomery County. Montgomery County has their own police. Takoma Park has their own police. And not one, what you should have did, called Takoma Park or Montgomery County to come out there and arrest the man. You can hold him, but you can't do nothing. And we're going to prove that with this old guy that they beat up in Langley Park in Prince George's County, Walgreen. And we're going to press charges on this officer that slammed him to the floor because Walgreen has cameras. And if the cameras also automatically disappear like they usually do, that's going to be even better because it's going to show you tamper with evidence because Walgreen records everything. And I'm pretty sure you went in there and told him you wanted to see the video where he was shoplifting because there is no video. And you were in Prince George's County where you have no jurisdiction. You're not a law enforcement in Prince George's County. You commit a criminal act in Prince George's County because you are not a police officer in Prince George's County. Takoma Park Security Force, you're about to learn a lesson. And to my man, the officer, nothing but respect who locked up that drunk driver. But you are not a police officer in Montgomery County. And that's why I didn't come to court. You have no jurisdiction. And if the young man who you arrested would have went to an attorney, or honest attorney, he would have told him that he was kidnapped, which is a felony. Under federal law, it is a felony to remove someone from one area to another without just cause. You didn't have just cause. You're in Montgomery County. And free people, y'all need to understand that. Police officers cannot arrest you outside of their judicial boundaries. They can hold you and wait for the law enforcement of that judicial area to come and make the arrest. And they show up as a witness, but they can't arrest you and take you back into Prince George's County per se, or Takoma Park can't go into Prince George's County and arrest somebody and take them back into Montgomery County. You guys got to learn your rights. They've been doing this so long because they've been getting away with it. Just like this here, this illegal parking shit. They don't want to do their fucking job. And just like I just called the park police, if they don't show up, then that makes them look bad. Don't make me look bad. I just got the camera running. A citizen called for assistance, and you don't show up. As I showed you, this truck has dead tags on it for all you bootlickers who say, oh, we should give our tag numbers up. Well, a group of people just came to D.C. and not one of them had tags and nobody messed with them because most of D.C. people know the law, federal law. You the only ones that don't. Like I told the judge, I travel up and down the United States, and I get encountered by law enforcement who know the law. And they say, have a nice day, sir. Tell them the same thing I told your stupid ass sergeant who no longer is on your force. And they say, have a nice day. 3 days before he arrested me, I was stopped by a park police officer and a state trooper. And they say, have a nice day, while I was traveling on my motorcycle. But because they think they make these deals inside of these courtrooms or over lunch or through a text, that people are just going to fall for that shit. Social media has made it very easy for people to Google and understand what their rights are. The point is, are you going to do it? and educate yourself. That's the point. If you want to be dumb for the rest of your life and be a Jew who just follows, and just like I tell people, I use the Jewish people as an example. If they would have stood up and said, we're not going to get on the train, and not listen to these cowards and whores that persuaded them to get on the train, they would have never been gassed. You know, I tell people today, it wasn't a Holocaust. The biggest Holocaust was slavery. Make no mistake about it. You just was dumb. You know, slavery is when they put chains on you. You guys had every opportunity to say no, but you let certain individuals persuade you to do certain and not stand up. And that's what's going on with this America we have going on today. We are letting cowards into this country who stands for nothing. How in the world you gonna call yourself a man when you take a 7-Eleven bag, put your little belongings in it, and then get thrown and pushed out of your own country where you were born and raised? Here come the snitch right here, y'all. This is the snitch in the area right here. They're driving this Ford truck right here. This clown right here. That's him right there. He the one that called parking enforcement every time they saw my vehicles down here. What's up, Mike? Hey, another day. You know I gotta put them out there. You know I gotta put them out there. They must be thought I was gone.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh no, I've been around. I've been all up in the city up there.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
How's things going with you?
Beautiful, man.
They just park there and just leave their shit there now?
Cause that's it. Nobody's enforcing shit over here, man.